Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Creative Differences, the podcast on the internet. My name is Dallas, and I can't wait until we can do this in person again.
You just sound so defeated.
There's so many technical difficulties.
I'm Colin, and I'm here somehow because man, I've had to miss things, and then the last one we just couldn't get it to work. But hey, now it's working for some reason.
Yep, it's working for some reason.
And I'm Demi, and I'm pretty sure that I've been on more episodes than all of the hosts of this show.
That's true.
I think I've been on every episode. But also, it's been just over 80 days since I've gotten all three members of Creative Differences to be on an episode. And
You
it's been
should
10 episodes.
you should make one of them signs, like
I definitely got to make one.
the things that they have in factories, like it's been blank days since an accident or whatever. Just make one of those.
It's been so many days, guys. So many days. And
Also, I think
I'm
the last
tired.
time Colin was here, he said that. I don't remember which episode it was.
He
my
said it would be
God.
cool if we had one. And
Yeah.
now I think I'm going to actually have to make one because at
Except
this point,
that doesn't really work because this is mostly an audio podcast. So
We
like,
can just post it
We-
with every episode that we post on Instagram. We'll just
Oh,
post that
yes.
sign.
or just like make it really small and then update it and just put it in the thumbnails, like in the corner.
right in the corner.
Oh, this is so
Today,
sad.
guys, we are going back to our roots and we're doing a movie review.
Yes, like we used to.
Oh man,
Before-
I really wish now that we were reviewing Roots. I don't know how that would work. It's like a TV movie, but like that would just work so well.
You do not
Oh,
wish we
man.
were reviewing Roots.
Yeah, I've never seen it, and I feel like it would just depress me.
Yes, speaking of depressing, today we're reviewing The Five Bloods and
Artemis Fowl.
Yes, which, from what I've heard, is depressing for different reasons.
Damn.
But we'll get into that later because I haven't seen it. But Demi has. Wait, Demi, did you want to start with that one? What do you want to do?
No, let's not. Let's just start with the five.
Ooh, okay.
The Five Bloods.
All right, well, let's get into it. The Five Bloods is directed by Spike Lee, written by Spike Lee, Danny Bilson, who wrote a bunch of video games. He writes for The Sims and the Harry Potter games that we all used to play when we were kids.
Oh
and
dang,
Saints
really?
Row 2. What'd you say?
Those Harry Potter games slapped.
Yeah, shout out to Danny Bilson. And Saints Row 2, which is like my favorite game ever. So extra shout out to Danny Bilson, who I had never heard of. Also written by Paul DeMeo, who is a collaborator of Danny Bilson. They wrote the Flash TV show in the 90s, not the one with Grant Gustin, but the one with the guy who plays his dad.
Yeah.
Yes. They also wrote for the comics. And another writer, Kevin Wilmot, who collaborated with Spike Lee for Chirac and Black Klansman. So 4 writers, 1 director, 5 Bloods. Speaking of 5
Yes.
Bloods, the actors, Delroy Lindo, Jonathan Majors,
better get that
Clark
Oscar.
Peters. Oh my God, Delroy killed it. Norm Lewis, Isaiah Whitlock Jr., and Chadwick Black Panther Boseman. So we did point out that Delroy better get the Oscar. All of these actors were great. Delroy was another level
Incredible.
of great because
Yeah.
his
you
character
want
just
to give
Hmm?
a summary of what it is?
oh boy.
So 4 veterans from the Vietnam War returned to Vietnam in order to collect the remains of one of their unit members, but also to find the gold that they buried there years earlier. Boom. It's kind of a war movie mixed with like a treasure hunting movie. It's a really great movie.
Yes, it is. Really long movie.
Yes, it's 2.5 hours, which I was not anticipating when I got on Netflix that morning. I was like, I'm just gonna start my day and I'm gonna watch all these movies that I want to watch that came out today. And I was like, I'll start with The Five Bloods. And then I was like, oh, it's 2.5 hours and it's like 10 o'clock in the morning.
That was pretty much how my day was planned. I was like, The Five Bloods, The King of Staten Island, and Artemis Fowl. I'm gonna knock them all out. And then I watched The Five Bloods while Kayla was asleep. And then I looked for The King of Staten Island and saw it was $20, and I was like, never mind. And then when we eventually got to Artemis Fowl, Kayla turned it off after like 8 minutes because she was upset with how different it was from the book.
8 minutes was all it took?
I don't know.
Dude,
I'm
it didn't take
estimating, but it
long.
was
Anyway.
definitely not more than 10. But back to the one we're
Yeah,
talking
The
about.
Five Bloods.
Yes,
It's an incredible film.
it is. And it's long because it has a whole lot to say, which you can expect from Spike Lee at this point. And at any point, like he's always had a lot to say, and he's very on the nose about it. He's very overt. It's similar to Black Klansman in the way that he uses like literal footage and images and very overt dialogue to say things that a lot of people might just kind of subtly hint at in their movies.
Even then, I feel like this movie isn't as overt as Black Klansman is. Because I
I
feel like, because
feel
remember back when that movie came out, you were like, you had an issue with the fact that that Black Klansman occasionally seems to like poke you and go, huh, huh, huh. This movie doesn't do that.
I don't think that was me. That was someone else that we don't work with anymore. I don't remember that being me. If it was, I definitely don't feel that way this time. And I think I felt the same way last time, that we're in a time where you need to be very overt with people,
Fair.
because as overt as we try to be, people just don't seem to get the messages that we're trying to give them. So at this point, you just have to literally show them, like, hey, this is what's happening. This is what we're telling you about it. Try to pay attention.
I do like that this movie, it's kind of a commentary on the Vietnam War from the perspective of black soldiers, which I don't think we see a lot of, especially because black soldiers usually they're fighting for the rights of Americans, but as this movie points out, they were rights that black soldiers did not have, which I think makes it a lot more interesting than most war movies that we watch.
Yeah, I'm really not very into war movies, but this one was different because, it was black. But also, it's like the woman who was talking to them from the microphone on the radio. I think her name is
Yes.
Hanoi Hannah.
Hanoi Hannah.
She was dope, and like just the things that she was saying, like back in your country, they just killed Martin Luther King. Like, white people are killing you guys. Why are you here fighting for them? Like, you're fighting
Yeah.
for rights that they don't even give you when you go back home. What are you doing here? And I'm like, it's a good point. It's a good point.
But does that take into account the draft? Like it may not have been their choice.
No, but I think all five of these guys just were just part of them. I don't think they were part of the draft.
Oh, okay.
It's an interesting thing is that it doesn't. I don't think the movie says anything about the draft. I don't know how many people were, black people were just like, sign me up to go fight some Vietnamese people. But it's like maybe the draft would have been mentioned if they were drafted. I don't know how it works. I wasn't in there in the 60s.
But that message, that idea of black people fighting a war that wasn't going to give them the rights that they were fighting for, it is a basis for all of those characters. Their belief based off of that idea is really what kind of builds some of their personalities. Like Delroy's character is heavily based on that idea. He truly believed that for a while and it ends up breaking him.
His character was super interesting to me because, as overt and non subtle as Spike is, there's some nuance to this character when, like, he's pretty hateful and, like, angry. Literally, at some point, puts on a MAGA hat.
Yeah, he's a
And
Trump supporter.
yeah, if you tell me there's a Trump supporter in a Spike Lee movie, I'm not thinking this is a character we're going to get a lot of sympathy for or backstory or nuance. I'm just like, that's going to be the bad guy. But I felt myself kind of feeling for him more than a lot of the other ones because of just the stuff he goes through and seeing how he became the way he is and all the struggles that he has. It's not like Spike is just painting everyone with a broad brush. Like, yeah, Trump sucks and his supporters pretty much suck too. But unfortunately, there are like old black people who look at things the way that Paul does.
Yeah, the movie makes it very clear that the war broke him in a way that it didn't break the others. And
Yeah,
you find out why that is in the movie. I'm not going to spoil that for people because I think that scene is very powerful. But the whole movie itself is very powerful. And if you can handle 2.5 hours of like, it's a really dark movie. It can be a little bit depressing. It's really, really hard to watch, but I think it's worth watching. And I think it's a great film.
I agree. Definitely worth watching. Definitely not one that I'm just gonna throw on when I'm chilling. Like, it's a
Yeah.
let's sit down and examine society kind of movie.
I really enjoyed Spike Lee's use of multimedia in the way that he would switch between aspect ratios and stuff like that and use pictures and footage. And I thought that was really great. He does it really well.
Yeah, that was really dope. The flashbacks switching the aspect ratio and like the picture getting clear as they transition back to modern day. All
Yeah,
of
the
that was
flashbacks
super
were
dope.
cool because they look like documentary footage from that time period.
And another reason I'm not really into war movies is I don't want to just see people get eviscerated for 2 hours. So this movie shows more the aftermath of the war and how it affects them.
Yeah.
And that's a story I'm more interested in than just, them going through the
Shooting
trenches.
people.
Yeah. And there is, it's a war movie, so there's still going to be the gunfights and all that stuff. It's just interesting that it doesn't always happen when you expect it to happen. You would think like, oh yeah, all the action scenes are going to be in flashbacks, but that's not the case.
No, it's not.
And it will
It
catch
is
you
not
off
at all.
guard.
Yeah, so we recommend this movie if you are ready for a rough 2.5 hours. But it's really great. And I did enjoy the treasure hunt portion of the film as well.
Yeah, that was dope. I didn't see that part coming at all. I was just like, oh, Vietnam, like, soldiers.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know anything about this film going into it because I know you sent the trailer, but I didn't watch it, so I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's another thing. I was like, I always recommend movies to, I don't recommend every movie to everybody, but if you watch this trailer, you'll know if it's something that you think you can handle. It's a Spike Lee war movie, so just be ready for that.
I played like the first 5 minutes of it for my grandmother because one of her friends has a song in the movie. And like she didn't even get to the song. She was like, it was too much language for her. And I was like, yeah, you can't watch this movie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I told her before that I even started the first 5 minutes. I was like, you can't watch this movie.
Yeah, but yeah, it's
So
dope.
yeah, it's really good. I guess we're gonna be on to Artemis Fowl next.
Let's do that.
I'm going to preface this by saying I never read the first book, but I have read several Artemis Fowl books, so I do
Wait, what?
know the character Artemis Fowl. Yeah, I never read the first one. I've read. I think I own like the second one or no, I own like the third and fourth one, maybe in the fifth one.
Okay.
Why didn't you read the first one?
I just never did. I don't know why. I just never did. I picked up the third one and fell in love with that book, and I read a couple more.
Oh, the
and
third
just,
one
I
slaps.
never.
Don't get me wrong. I love that one, but you might as well.
I
have
don't know
started
how
from
I
the
ended
beginning.
up not reading the whole series. I want to though. It's on my things.
I mean, to
It's
be
on my list of
honest,
things
you
to
picked
do.
up the Eternity Code. Like, that's probably the best one. Like, it's so good. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So, but the movie, I'm gonna say this. I like the cast. I really, really like the cast. I love the production design. I like the cinematography. I think the movie looks good. I checked out about halfway through the film.
Oof.
I just like stopped being able to pay attention. I wasn't really interested. I think Ferdia Shaw does a really good job when he gets to play Artemis as he should be in the book.
Was it boring? Why did you check out?
I don't think it was even boring. I don't know. I just wasn't interested after a while. Like, yeah, I wasn't bored. I think it's amusing if that's your type of movie. And usually it would be, but I don't know. Something about it just didn't. I think I felt like it was too cliche.
Ah, yeah.
I knew where it was going. It was predictable. If I had been in a movie theater, obviously I wouldn't have checked out because I wouldn't have had a choice but to watch it. But because I was at home, it's so easy to get distracted by things around you. And I just stopped paying attention about halfway through. But I did finish the movie. But like I said, Ferdia Shaw is really good when he gets to actually play like the Artemis from the books. Josh Gad is great throughout the whole thing. I think Josh Gad is probably the best part of the film as Mulch.
Interesting.
I think kids will find it amusing. If you are a parent out there looking for something for your kids to watch for an hour and a half that isn't something that you've already seen a million times, you could throw on Artemis Fowl and it would be fine. Your kids would definitely be amused. My little brother, who is 11, watched it the other night, and after he finished it, he came in and he was like, I thought it was really good. I liked it. And he was like, is the book like that? And I was like, I don't think it is. And he was like, oh, well, maybe I'll just read the book too. So like,
Nice.
kids like it. If you're looking for something for your kids to watch, I recommend it. If you're just looking for something to throw on for an hour and a half to shut your brain off too, I would also still recommend it. For me, I wasn't as entertained as I would. I think it was a matter of just being disappointed because I waited about 3 years for this movie and it just didn't
Yeah.
live up to what I wanted it to be. And like halfway through, I was just like, all right, I'm done. And it's not even like because it's bad, it's just average.
Yeah, average stuff just it doesn't hold on. Like at least if something is like if you think a movie's bad, but it's like bad in a entertaining kind of way, it could still kind of
Yeah.
hold you. But if it's just
And I
really
like a few
average,
of those.
yeah, if it's just really average and it's like, well, this is a movie.
It was just average. But I hope the kid actors get to go on and do stuff because I think they were really good. Shout out to Nonzo Anozie, who I also really like. I also really like the little girl who was playing Juliet Butler. Don't know why she's in this movie because I don't think she's in the first book. But
I think she might be in it like right at the end. I think she shows up and she's like, yo, what's up? I'm Juliet. And then she doesn't show up again for a little bit. I think.
Yeah, she shows up within like the first 20 minutes or so, and she sticks
What?
around for like the rest
I
of the
mean, that's
movie.
awesome if she's got more to do, but like weird.
Nah, she's kind of just there to be honest.
Ah, shame.
It's a thing. Yeah, but she was adorable. She was cute, and I was like, I'd like to see these kids all do stuff. They're great. But this movie wasn't.
Oh,
But like I said, if you've got kids, throw it on for them. I'm sure they'll love it. I'm sure it's the same thing as when our parents took us if you went to go see Spy Kids in theaters. Probably the same feeling.
interesting comparison.
Except I love Spy Kids, so
That makes sense. You were probably like 10.
yeah. I think I was younger
Like,
than that, but
yeah,
yeah.
I'm thinking like our parents were probably not really living for Spy Kids when they took us to see it.
Exactly. But we loved it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, cinematography, production design, so good. I was like, this production design and cinematography is too good for this movie.
Wow. Just taking shot. It's like a backhanded compliment.
It's just sad because
I mean,
Kenneth Branagh, I love Kenneth Branagh.
like it means that the people who made it, you know, are skilled in what they do and they're trying to do their best work. So like that's good.
But also like what they're doing isn't good enough for their best efforts.
No, I think the story just wasn't good enough for the effort that was put in by the rest everybody else.
Got it. So it's just an insult to the writers.
Well, because from what my understanding, they changed the entire plot line of the first book.
Yeah, that's why Kayla only watched like the first 8 minutes.
Yeah, but they hit like certain plot points that are in the book, but they changed the plot
I
line.
mean, the
So I don't know.
second I found out it was going to be about rescuing his dad, I checked out.
Yeah,
I
Colin
was
didn't
just
even make
like,
it
I'm
through the
sorry.
trailer.
That is literally the
Yeah,
plot of the second book. Why are you going to just replace that?
it was kind of like going through Percy Jackson all over again.
Hmm.
And it just made me think I was watching it and I thought to myself, if you're going to make adaptations of these books, you chose these books because you had faith in their stories. If you don't have enough faith in their stories to adapt them onto the screen as they are, then why do it?
Yeah, that's a valid point because there's a difference between we have to cut some stuff or shift stuff around just for the sake of making the movie and like completely changing the plot. It's like, well, what did you take out of this book? Like, what did you get in this book in the first place that made you want to do it?
Like they invented an entire MacGuffin for them to go after in this movie that's not in the books.
What?
Yes. I went to
Okay.
look it up on the Artemis Fowl wiki because I was like, is this a thing in the books? And it's not.
Huh.
Well, all right then.
So people who read those books, you're not going to be happy. Anyway, on to the next section.
Mhm. Yes, guys, remember when we used to do sections about what we've been doing and watching and all that stuff? And then a pandemic happened and we stopped making review episodes. Ah, good old days. So we never really found a name. This week it's going to be What's Keeping You Sane? Because I feel like that's what we need.
This is the abridged version.
Yeah, so we have just know we've been watching a lot of stuff for the last couple months. We're not going to talk about all of it because who has time for that? Demi is going to tell you about some stuff that she's been doing because I'm still trying to decide which thing to talk about. Demi, what you been doing?
All right, cool. So first, I didn't know I was going first. First things first, I did buy a new lightsaber. I'm super
Nice.
excited about it. It is a gorgeous lightsaber. It is based off of Leia Organa's lightsaber from Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. It is beautiful. It is a thumbprint magnet, and I hate that part of it, but gosh, it's pretty and shiny.
So it's a thumbprint magnet.
Yes.
What
does
does
that
that
mean?
mean?
It means that it's so shiny whenever I pick it up, it automatically has thumbprints on it.
Oh. I thought it was
thought you
like a
meant
type of magnet that worked with your
yeah.
thumbprint. And I was like, what? What?
I was like, what
No,
is this
no.
Mission Impossible as a lightsaber? Okay, got it.
No, yeah, it just every time I pick it up, I have to like immediately wipe it down with a cloth to make sure that it stays clean. It's currently empty. Shout out to Mike at Duke's Custom Sabers. If anybody out there needs an install on their sabers or anything like that, you guys can look him up on Instagram. He's great. He's a friend of mine. He does the work on all of my lightsabers, and me and him are prepping to do the install for that lightsaber as well as the episode 9 Graphics that I'm planning on buying. So it should be pretty fun. I'm
Dope,
excited.
dope.
Yes. And then the other thing is Chloe and Halle just recently released an album called Ungodly Hours, and it is fantastic. I've recently become a fan of theirs. mostly through Hallie, because Hallie got cast to play Ariel in the live action Little Mermaid. I'm out here trying to support her against all these racists out here.
As you should.
Yeah, exactly. I started listening to their music so I could hear her voice because she's playing Ariel. Oh my gosh, their music is so good. And Ungodly Hour just came out, and it is a fantastic R&B album if you are into R&B, or if you just want to hear what your future Princess Ariel sounds like, you can just go check out the album. Their music videos are really dope for Do It and Forgive Me. They're super good. They're signed by Beyonce.
So they're signed by Beyonce?
Yeah, Beyonce discovered them on YouTube and signed them to her label.
Nice. Wait, what's her label?
I don't even know what the name of her label is. I just know that she has one and that
I
Chloe and
didn't.
Halle are on it.
Like, I guess I'm not surprised she has one. I just didn't think about that.
Yeah,
Does she and Jay-Z have separate labels?
that's a good question.
I think.
Parkwood Entertainment is hers, looks like.
That sounds
Oh,
about right.
yeah, I guess they
Yeah.
are separate.
Yeah, so they're signed to her and they are super talented. Halle has got like the voice of an angel, and Chloe, oh my gosh, Chloe is amazing. Dallas,
Nice.
did you figure yourself out yet?
Sure. Why not? So I'm looking at this list and I was like, let's just go with the most recent thing. And, something black. Last night, I watched The Princess and the Frog for the first time.
I love that movie.
Everyone does. And
No, they don't actually. And it's not, I don't like that.
so here's the thing. I don't know. I've never heard anyone say anything bad about this movie. I just hear not a lot of people talk about this movie.
It's so underrated and I hate it.
It's a dope movie. As I always like to point out who did what. They have like the Disney formula. It was directed by Ron Clements and John Musker. Randy Newman did the music. It was written by those two guys and Rob Edwards, who wrote Treasure Planet. So shout out to him.
Hey, another
Yeah.
underrated Disney gem.
True. They got lots of those. Yeah, I've just been in the mood lately to watch as many black things as possible. And this movie wasn't made by black people, but it's focused that way. So yeah, one of the criticisms I've heard about this movie is once Disney actually makes a movie focused on black people, it's mostly animals. Like she turns into a frog for most of the movie. And like I get that. I feel it on one
do too.
hand as someone who is at least distantly Creole. I feel really happy about the representation of New Orleans and like.
Oh, I was
Look.
super hyped.
Yeah, you have family down there.
My grandfather is from New Orleans, so Creole. I know a little bit about Creole culture, so I was super excited about Princess and the Frog when it came out. When it came out, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I feel so represented."
Yeah, exactly. And then Facilier's whole thing with like the voodoo and the Bokor, like I'm also at least distantly Haitian as well. And I know that Louisiana voodoo and Haitian voodoo are different, but there's a lot of overlap. So I've always been interested in that kind of culture. So I'm happy that it is represented, but also it's just like I would be very happy if it was all people who spoke this way instead of like an alligator and a firefly.
Okay, so what we need
What do we need?
is like
a sequel.
Sort of a no. We need like a I don't know, like a movie like set in Louisiana, not Princess and the Frog, but something different, but directed by I can't remember their names, but I think it was the two people who did Spider-Verse.
Oh,
Peter Ramsey, and there might have been more than two people.
I know that Phil Lord and Christopher Lord, and I don't know what the fuck their names are.
Phil Lord and Chris Miller, I think.
Thank you. I can't remember which one of them had which last name went to who.
Yeah, just call them Lord and Miller for that reason.
Thank you. Yes, them.
But yes, three people directed Spider-Verse. Bob Persichetti, I don't know. Him, Peter Ramsey, and Rodney Rothman. Peter is black.
Yes.
Peter Ramsey is black.
So I want him to make that movie.
Same.
Though if he did it animated, it might take like 10 years.
Maybe, but we're gonna take our shot.
You want to take what we can get?
Yeah, I don't want to say it that way because I'm just so tired of us taking what we can get. But back to this movie. It's good. I enjoyed it. Keith David is a treasure, obviously. And just him as Facilier was like the whole reason I wanted to watch this movie, to be honest, is because I've heard the song Friends on the Other Side and I've seen the like clips on YouTube and stuff. Friends on the Other Side is amazing. The visuals are dope. The song is dope. His freaking shadow like hitting that dance on the wall while he's doing a separate dance. Amazing.
Also, shout out to Anika Noni Rose, who I've been a fan of even before she got cast in that movie, because I
Nice.
like From Justin to Kelly. Like we were saying earlier, there are some bad movies that are just so entertaining you like them. That's one of them. She, I've loved her since I saw that movie, and she was on the Disney sing along that they did for Mother's Day, and she sang "Almost There" with Chloe and Halle. As a matter of fact,
Nice. That's dope. I heard about that sing along thing.
those were great. They were fun. But yeah, Anika Noni Rose is fantastic. Tiana is one of my favorite Disney princesses because I relate. She's got that ambition.
Honestly, yeah. After
Yeah.
this point, she's one of my favorites. Probably. It's not just because she's black. That's part of it. But like, honestly,
Yeah, it's definitely part of it.
she's relatable in that way that she has a job and she has obligations, and it's not just like, oh, the
And she has a
animals are singing to
dream.
me. Yeah, it's like the animals are
That
singing to you, but you also have a job and a dream and black parents. What was
her
I talking
white
about?
bestie was dope too.
Yeah, I like that. And John Goodman was her dad. Like, it was just, it's a good movie all around.
Terrence
Also,
Howard and Oprah were Tiana's parents. Like
yeah, I didn't know. I was like, they put Terrence Howard in this movie to be in there for like 4 minutes.
and they made gumbo, man. They
Gumbo.
made gumbo and beignets. The
See,
culture.
that's what I'm saying. The
The
culture is
culture.
there. The representation is there. This can't be our like Moana or Coco because we're not frogs and we're not alligators. It's just, we're almost there. Hey, let's like the song.
Almost
Yeah.
there.
In terms of representation, we're almost there. And then Soul is coming out, and I was like, hey, we did it. And then now he's like a ghost or something. I don't
He's a little spirit.
He's like a little blue spirit hanging out with Tina Fey. And I'm like, guys, you are almost there.
Yo, crazy though. Soul was supposed to be coming out this week. We should have been reviewing
What?
that this week.
That's crazy. I think that
Yeah.
I think that
wow.
movie is in New Orleans. I might be wrong.
Of course it is. Jazz. I
Yeah,
don't know.
jazz. So I think
All right, where does Ryan Gosling come in?
No. No.
I think Disney's formula for black representation is set the movie in New Orleans and then turn the black people into something else.
And have some jazz music.
Yes. You're almost there. You're almost there. But yeah, the movie's dope. Keith David is a treasure. Shout out to Jim Cummings because he's possibly the most versatile voice actor I've ever heard at this point.
Disney legend.
Yes, he plays Ray, the Cajun firefly, who I kind of felt a weird way about at first because of the way he speaks. And I was like, is he supposed to be black? Or is this
No,
just
he's
like...
just Cajun.
Yeah, I was like, do white Cajuns sound like this?
Yes, they do.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, in that case, I'm not offended by Jim Cummings doing this voice.
If you're Cajun, you're Cajun.
Yeah. But yeah,
Oh my
like,
goodness.
from him to go to this voice from like Pete in a Goofy movie and the hyena Ed, and then singing Be Prepared in a way that no one knew the difference when he switched in there. Like, Jim Cummings is a legend.
Hold on, can we pause for a second?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
There's no way to show you this.
Oh God.
And it's because I can't take a screenshot of the Facebook dating app, but I got a notification that someone liked me on the Facebook dating app. And this picture is the scariest shit. And I don't know I can't show it to you. It's like, you know how when people say they got like footage of Bigfoot, it's like you see some really blurry figure and it's like you can't really make it out.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh my God.
It's just this like really shadowy figure. Looks like maybe he's covering his mouth or he's got his finger up to his mouth. Like he looks like a serial killer. And I don't, and there's no information. I know that this person's name is, he is 29. He's dating in LA. He's 6 foot tall and he works as a customer service associate. And his picture is of a murderer.
Dallas, that's actually Jigsaw.
I was going to say, Colin has to type. Serial killers are his thing.
Anyway, we can go back to it. This is really upsetting.
I know we shouldn't have this in the episode, but I want it there.
I mean, can we if I say we can?
Probably censor the guy's name.
Yeah.
Please do that.
For anonymity's sake. Oh man. Okay. Next up, we should move on to news because
Yes.
Colin just gave us some news.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Some stuff happened.
Some stuff.
Some
and some
PlayStation
things.
stuff happened.
Yeah.
There's a freaking PS5. Have they still not said how much it costs?
No.
No, they haven't
They're
said.
not going to tell us.
We also don't know how much the Xbox Series X costs, though, so that's really
Care
just-
about that? I don't want an Xbox.
I want a
Maybe you will.
PS5.
I don't know.
I will not. I want a PlayStation.
Yeah, it was really
Because-
weird that they revealed it, showed that there were going to be 2 versions, and they were like, "We're not going to tell you how much, though."
Right.
And here are all the
Either one of
games you
them.
can buy to go with it.
So how are you going to announce games coming out with the console or right around the same time and just not tell us what the console price is
Nope, you don't get to know.
during the week that would have been E3 if E3 were going on? Like, come on.
Like, I hope you have somewhere between $500 and $800 because we got a PlayStation for you.
Have no idea what it's going to be, but it's yeah. So let's look at some of the information that was released. For me, the most exciting thing is just that there is a PS5 because I grew up on PlayStation.
Same. I did too.
There apparently Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming to the PS5.
Grand Theft Auto
I've been
5
seeing
is
so many
becoming
memes.
the new fucking Skyrim where it's going to be out on every device known to man. And that's fine, I guess. But like, why?
Because it's
Like,
popular.
When did it come out?
Years ago.
Oh, God. I was in college.
Like, they've
Years.
been releasing
So
Grand
I
Theft
want
Auto
to say
5
2013.
for so long.
Yeah, I think it's a 7-year-old game. at this
Yes,
point.
2013. This game came out 7 years ago and has not stopped coming out since.
Gran Turismo 7. I didn't know that they were still making Gran Turismo games.
Somebody out there's
Uh,
got to be playing those games.
I always get those confused with Forza because they're basically the same thing. People like to race cars, I
I
guess.
don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't really know the
Uh,
difference, but I know the name Gran Turismo.
Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart. The
Say
graphics
Rift
on
Apart?
that look dope. Rift Apart.
Dallas?
Stop
Oh,
it.
Rift, not Yift with a Y. Got it.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't do that.
Ooh,
Project Athia?
Ooh, hold on. Ooh, somebody's about to make a porn comic, and that's what they're going to title it. I'll keep an eye out for that.
Stop.
Well, that's
let
actually
you
really
know.
good.
Oh, somebody's going to do it.
Write that down.
I'll let you know when I see it.
Damn.
What do you mean write it down? We're not going to make it.
Project Athia. I don't know what that is,
What is-
but
okay.
it features werewolf-like creatures and flying sections. I don't know what that means.
You have
though.
to
Looks like a big old JRPG. Whatever. We'll see how it goes.
The next
Word.
one is Stray.
Is that the one where you play as a
which is
cat? Yeah,
I think
you play as a
so.
cat.
There's a theme here I'm noticing.
Yes, there is.
Isn't there just?
Top. A game called Returnal, which is a new franchise that they're doing.
The problem with that one,
Hmm.
in that presentation, they showed 2 time loop games, and one of them just looks better, and it is not Returnal.
Yikes.
Oh,
I have a question.
Yikes.
They got shown up.
Is Returnal just a portmanteau of the words return and eternal?
Yeah, because it's, this woman who she's like, she remembers something. It's like the crash, the attack, I die, and then I do it again and do it again.
the article says the game features a crash landing on an alien planet where the protagonist keeps reliving the same events, including her death over and over again. The planet, however, changes every time she dies.
It sounds kind of like Live Die Repeat, but different.
Which I fuck with. That was a really enjoyable movie.
I haven't seen it,
Uh,
nor have I
I
read
would
the
I haven't
highly
book.
either.
recommend it.
There's also Sackboy: A Big Adventure,
Yeah, they're bringing Little Big Planet back. It's a
Destruction
indie
All
platformer.
Stars.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's a sports game featuring destructible vehicles as well as on-foot characters. It looks to be a demolition derby taken to the absolute limit.
What do you do on foot in a demolition derby?
I don't know.
You die.
Just
You
try
die.
not to get ran over.
Yeah,
I'm
Alright,
guessing
that's
you'll
cool.
have like guns or something. You gotta, right?
I hope so.
you hope. Kenna Bridge of Spirits, which features Pixar-like visuals, magical abilities, and enemies.
All right. I like Pixar.
Goodbye Volcano High. There are so many games on this list.
Yo,
I was gonna say, Demi, are you
I
gonna read all of them? Because this
fuck
is a long
with
list.
Goodbye Volcano High.
Oddworld Soulstorm.
All right.
I'm not going to describe all these games. Ghostwire Tokyo.
That one sounds pretty cool.
Jet the Far Shore. Godfall. That sounds cool. Solar Ash. Some of these game names are pretty dope.
Yeah, we gotten away from the Yiffy ones.
Yeah. Hitman 3.
How can they be at 3?
What do
There's
you
a
mean?
3.
How can they be at 3? Well, I think they rebooted it. So like
Okay.
there was a series, and then they had like a single game, and now they're having a trilogy or something.
Okay, I was gonna say
Something like that.
aren't there like 8 Hitman games?
Yeah,
Naming.
Little Devil Inside.
that looks so good.
Astro's
Except for the
Playroom.
racism.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it was they have some tribal characters that look kind of questionable, and people were like, that's a little racist. And they were like, you know what? You are absolutely right.
Fair. NBA 2K21. Of course.
Yep, basketball.
Bug Snacks.
Oh, fuck me up with Bug Snacks. It looks so incredibly silly.
Creatures are mixes of bugs and snacks, such as burgers and
No, have
strawberries.
you heard the song? It's very clear in the song. You should listen to the song.
Oh gosh, after we're done with this.
Yeah.
Colin is obviously our resident game guy. He was the one who actually watched the
Oh
stream.
yeah, I was watching it like as it was happening. It was
Yeah, he should be leading us through this section, but he's just watching us stumble through it.
Yeah.
It's more fun that way.
Fair.
Demon's Souls,
which is a remake of the original Demon Souls.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Deathloop.
Deathloop looks insane, and I am so excited for it. That's the problem. That's the time travel one that looks so much better.
And it sounds like Returnal should be called Deathloop, given the name of it.
Resident Evil Village.
Also known as Resident Evil 8, but we're not going to call it that because they don't call it that.
Pragmata.
All right.
Horizon Forbidden West.
Sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. People are excited about that one.
Nice. And finally, Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yes, that's the game I care about.
Yes. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Like, honestly, I'm going to have to buy whatever the freaking PS4 costs. PS5. The new one.
This is a 5.
The one we're talking about. I'm going to have to buy it just for this game.
As you should.
Amazing. It looks so amazing.
I'm going to have to buy it just because we're a PlayStation house. So, got to have all the PlayStations. But yeah, I mean, Miles Morales is getting a video game, man. Like,
and he's
that's
getting a
dope.
fresh fade, too.
Yeah. His suit looks dope in the trailer as well.
It does. He does the Venom Strike. Like, everything. My main concern or complaint about the last Spider-Man game was I didn't get to play as Miles with his powers.
Now you do.
Yeah, because like in the open, you get to play as Miles, but he's just sneaking around because he has no powers. And I'm like, why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, that was kind of rude.
Yeah, that was a waste. But now I get to be Miles.
Now you get a full game.
Yes, and now Miles is not just Shamik Moore.
Oh, we're not going to discuss that today.
We don't have time to unpack all of that.
No, we don't. But yeah, that's exciting. Like I said, I'm excited because I'm a PlayStation person. I didn't even play the other Spider-Man game, but who knows? Maybe I'll buy that one just because it's Miles Morales.
I mean, do you have a PS4?
I do now that my brother has moved back in the house.
That's right. I don't have that game anymore because someone borrowed it and never gave it back to me.
Who was that?
You know exactly who.
Can I guess?
Can I buy a vowel? Moving on to other things that are releasing. Movies keep getting pushed back.
So other things that are not releasing, you mean?
Oh, you're right.
But then also some movies are getting pushed forward for some reason.
What?
Are things getting pushed forward?
Not real movies, like The Flash got pushed forward, I think.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, but that's years away.
Come on. They put what?
They pushed it like a month forward in like 20.
Does it have a director now? Right now?
It does. It's the guy who directed it.
Oh, they still got
Andy Muschietti?
Yeah, his wife just said they're prepping. They're in pre-production.
Nice. I like him.
Listen, at least they have a director.
Hey, Dallas. Buddy. Dallas. Friend. Light of my life. Since we got on the subject, I feel like I have to ask you.
Here we go.
What the fuck is up with New Mutants?
We talked about that last week.
Oh, yeah, we did. It's, in the vault or whatever.
What's its release date? Does it have one?
I think now.
No, it doesn't have
August.
a release date. No, it's indefinite, isn't it?
It's on that website.
You know what? I have a list. Let's go down the list, shall we?
Isn't that what we're doing right now?
It is exactly what we're doing right now. A Quiet Place Part 2. New release date is September 4th. Mulan. The new release date is July 24th, but I'm very certain that Disney's going to push that back pretty soon.
Probably.
You're right. New Mutants does have a date. August 28th.
Yeah, right after my birthday. It's a little birthday present for me for making me wait like 5 freaking years.
Dallas, look at you and me getting good comic book movies for our birthday.
In theory.
In theory, yeah, supposedly. I mean, I still have 2 coming, regardless of this quarantine or not, supposedly. No Time to Die, the James Bond movie, November 20th.
Yes.
Is this recent? When did this article come out?
I think they're updating it with dates, but they started it before because Trolls is on the article. The Lovebirds is on the article.
Yeah. Antebellum, August 21st.
Yeah, that one. That's my actual birthday. I get to watch Scary Slave on my birthday.
Black Widow, November 6th. Supposedly. Dear God. Please. Personal History of David Copperfield, August 14th.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
Gabby was excited about that one. Run is to be determined.
Sorry, what?
Run.
What is that?
It's a horror movie that stars Ella Balinska from Charlie's Angels, which is kind of why I want to watch it. But she apparently goes on a blind date or something with this dude, and it turns into a nightmare.
That
I think
feels
I
a
saw
little
that
too
trailer.
real.
Yeah.
And I was disappointed.
Feels a little too real.
Yeah, stop hooking up with serial killers, Colin.
Exactly.
I have not hooked up with any serial killers.
That's
Fair.
I just want that recorded.
Spiral, May 21st, 2021.
Yes, I am hyped for
Is
it,
that
but it
the
got pushed
Saw
back.
movie?
Yes,
Yes.
with Chris Rock.
Fast and Furious 9, April 2nd, 2021. The Green Knight to be determined.
Oh, yeah. I would like that movie to come out at some point.
Wonder Woman 1984, October 2nd. Please, God, just stay inside so I can go see Wonder Woman for my birthday. Candyman, September 25th.
I'm hyped for that.
Soul, November 20th.
Yes, black people kind of.
Top Gun. Top Gun Maverick, December 23rd. In the Heights, June 21st, 2021. Free Guy, December 11th.
Yeah, my Christmas movie.
Ghostbusters Afterlife, March 5th, 2021. The Forever Purge to be determined.
I didn't know that was happening, but I want to watch it.
Tenet got pushed back 2 weeks to July 31st.
2 freaking weeks. Like, come on, Christopher Nolan.
What kind of game of chicken is this?
You're not. Just push it back, man. Just push it back.
Jungle Cruise, July 30th, 2021. The French Dispatch, October 16th.
Is that the Wes Anderson one?
Yes. Morbius, March 19th, 2021.
Morbius.
Sure. All right.
What, do you not believe that?
No, he doesn't, apparently.
Why not? I don't think this one was one of the problem children of movies.
No.
I just feel like Jared Leto, what was it? He was like on a retreat and didn't even know that the virus was going around. Like at the time, I just feel
Yes.
like, they're not going to be able to film it because he's going to be off on an island where they've never heard of technology. And
I mean, it's already filmed. It's already done.
Oh, okay. They brought him out of reclusion for that.
Sure.
Leave him and his cult alone.
Oh, I will not.
Oh, man. Where was I? Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar, July 16th, 2021. I only mentioned that one because it has one of my favorite first 30 seconds of a trailer. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, August 21st, 2021.
The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
You heard me.
Yo,
They
I am
need to
freaking
keep that
hyped for
series
that movie.
going and just keep adding.
I can't freaking wait. I'm gonna watch all of them. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, the Hitman Wives and their Kids Bodyguard, freaking Ryan Reynolds' Cousin's Bodyguard.
Last Night in Soho, April 23rd, 2021.
Yes, Edgar Wright. Give me a horror movie.
Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, June 25th, 2021.
Hell
Hyped.
yeah.
The Eternals, February 12th, 2021. Fuck yes.
Paperboy.
Godzilla vs. Kong, May 21st, 2021.
I'm about it.
Raya and the Last Dragon, March 12th, 2021.
I'm about it.
King Richard, November 19th, 2021.
Is this the one that Will Smith is
Mhm.
working with a black director?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god! It's
To
finally.
play a less than good dude. But hey, whatever.
I mean,
He's good at that, I suppose.
do what you got to do.
I mean, I guess, but like, damn, really?
The Tomorrow War, July 23rd, 2021. I'm excited about that one. It
Which one is
on a
Which one
trailer.
is that?
That one is Chris Pratt and Yvonne Strahovski, which is why I'm excited.
Oh.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, May 7th, 2021.
Should be fun.
Uncharted, supposedly, October 8th, 2021.
Mhm.
We'll see.
Sure.
Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, March 25th, 2022.
Hyped.
John Wick, Chapter 4, May 22nd, 2022.
I'm sad I have to wait so long, but I'm hyped.
The Matrix 4, April 1st, 2022. Let's go.
Oh, man, yeah.
The Batman, October 1st, 2021.
Dope.
Yeah, I feel like we've gone far enough that we really don't need to know anymore.
To me, you didn't talk about the freaking Flash. I'm just kidding.
Is that on the list?
It is. It got pushed from
Oh,
July 1st,
I'm
2022.
sorry. You're
to
right. Let's
June
just finish
3rd,
that.
2022. Like,
Oh my
why?
God.
They pushed it up
I was
like
gonna say
4
that.
weeks. 2 years from now.
Oh my gosh. Wicked. I don't believe you.
I'm sorry, what?
Wicked is
That
on
movie's
this list.
never happening.
What
It
are you
doesn't have a
talking
date.
about?
It's just like to be
It's
determined.
never going to happen. And I really
It has an
want it.
original date though, and I don't believe them because the original date was December 2015. So
Oh my god.
the original date on this article is Christmas 2021. But I remember when they first announced that movie, it was supposed to come out at the same time Force Awakens came out because I was like, oh, I'm
Oh.
going to buy tickets to go see both of them back to back.
Damn, that's worse than New Mutants.
Exactly. But at least New Mutants got shot. We're just waiting for Wicked to get a cast at this point.
Yikes.
One day. It's a very long list of movies, but the point is Hollywood is planning to eventually come back, and they've pushed back all of their movies accordingly. Who knows? These dates are probably going to change again. Hollywood is starting to reopen for filming. London, I believe, already has. So I think London has given permission to the Batman, the Little Mermaid, and a few other movies to go back and start shooting. I think The Witcher is planning on continuing shooting in August.
Movies. I just want this article to be updated every week when Tenet gets pushed back by 7 days because Christopher Nolan wants it to come out. Like every time they're like, we have to push it back, he's like, fine, next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
It's like, all right, Chris,
Oh,
next Saturday.
and the final piece of news is Star Wars Squadrons, which is another video game that's coming out. They just released a trailer for it. It looks super cool. I suck at Starfighter games. I don't know why. I think it's my lack of hand-eye coordination. But yeah, it looks really cool. And it's going to have a campaign mode and a multiplayer mode. So,
And I
looks
think
dope.
it's supposed to come out this year,
I think so.
which like that's usually you don't get announcements that close to release for like AAA games. You get it for like the indies, sure, but that's surprising.
We'll see what other Star Wars announcements come out, though, now that Celebration has been canceled until 2022.
I mean, I assume there will still be like announcements or something that week.
Oh, well, there will definitely be announcements. We'll see how they decide to make those announcements, whether it's through social media or some other route. I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows?
But I'm excited. That's the world we live in now. Who knows?
Honestly, yeah, it's like, are movies coming out? Maybe at some point. I don't know, man.
Welcome to 2020. Can't rule anything out, as Malcolm Bright says. All right. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes, that has been an episode.
This has been a roller coaster of an episode.
Honestly, there's so much. I don't even know what's going to be in the episode at this point. It's like
So much happened.
Screeching
So much.
children. Colin met a serial killer online. I think like probably 4 movies got pushed back while we were talking.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Probably.
Anyway, thank you, audience, for listening to all of that, whatever makes it in. Let us know what you think about the 5 Bloods, Artemis Fowl, all those things that we talked about getting pushed back and coming out in the video games and all that fun stuff. Thank you to Crown Digital, Brandon and Io for putting us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thank you to me for editing this mess and going through all those long-ass lists for us. Thank you, Colin, for telling us about that serial killer who likes you. We'll be on the lookout for him.
I appreciate that.
If you want to hit us up and talk to us about video games or movies or TV or serial killers, you can find us on the medias. Twitter, y'all_different. Tumblr and Instagram, Creative Differences Podcast. Facebook, just search for Creative Differences. You can find me personally on Twitter and Instagram at a king named Simba.
You can find me on Twitter at Duck McGuck.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dreamy Films. Dreamy is spelled DREEMI. Thanks again for joining us.
And you can find Gabby on Twitter at Yift Apart. That is Yift with a capital Y apart.
Yes.
Nicely
She's
done.
going to hate you, and I'm so excited.
Yeah. All right, y'all. It's been different.
Bye.
Bye.